Good day, everyone. Welcome to ICCT Online Learning. For today, let us proceed to the next chapter, that is the periodic table and its use. Now, periodic table, that is an arrangement of elements by increasing atomic numbers such that elements having similar chemical behavior are grouped in vertical columns. Now, in the development of the periodic table, so the periodic table of the chemical elements, also Mendeleev's table, periodic table of the elements, or just periodic table, is a tabular display of the chemical elements. Although precursors to this table exist, its invention is generally credited to Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev in 1869, who intended the table to illustrate recurring or periodic trends in the properties of the elements. The layout of the table has been refined and extended over time as new elements have been discovered and new theoretical models have been developed to explain chemical behavior. Now, in the trends of properties in groups and periods under the periodic table, so there are two main classifications in the periodic table. The first one is group and the second one is period. Now, if we say group or family, so a group or family is a vertical column in the periodic table. Groups are considered the most important method of classifying the elements. These groups tend to be given trivial or unsystematic names. Example is the alkali metals, alkaline earth metals, halogens, pycnogens, chalcogens, and noble gases. Then the next one is the periodic. A periodic is a horizontal row in the periodic table. There are some regions of the periodic table where the horizontal trends and similarities in properties are more significant than vertical group trends. So again, those are the two main important classification of periodic table, that is the group or family and the period. Now, this is an example of periodic table with a given group which is in a column manner, and we have a period which is in a horizontal manner. And then we have a group from 1 to 18, and we have a period from 1 up to 7. And then there are some classifications of elements based on their color coding. But this color code is not intended for all periodic table. This is intended only for this illustration. Okay, so for us to identify those elements with a given color, for us also to recognize their what type of classification is. Example is the lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. So those are under alkali metals because of their color coding. At the same time, that is also based on the classification of those particular elements. Okay, then we have also an halogen group, which is located in group number 17. Those colors are color green. So we have fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and so on. Okay, so this color code is intended only for this particular illustration. Okay, for us to recognize what classification of those particular element is. Okay, now we have also elements located at the bottom. So those are the Lantanoid and Actinoid series. Okay, so for us to recognize those elements. And then we have also elements, what we call the rare earth elements. We have also noble gases, which is located in the rightmost, which is the color is color white. So those are the noble gases. Okay, and so on. So again, this is an example of periodic table of the elements. This is only intended in this slide. Okay, now, in the summary, so the general features of the long form periodic table are: number one, so again, there are in all 18 vertical columns and 18 groups in the long form periodic table. Second, these groups are numbered from 1 to 18, starting from left. And then there are 7 horizontal rows called the period. In the long form periodic table, thus there are 7 periods in the long form periodic table. Next, part 1, the elements of group 1, 2, and number 13 to 17 are called the main group elements. These are also called the typical or representative or normal elements. Then we have the elements of the group 3 up to 12, that is also called a transition elements. And the last one, elements with atomic number 58 to 71 occurring after lanthanum are called the lantanides. And elements with atomic numbers from 90 to 103 are called the actinide series. Okay, so this information is intended for the general features for the long form periodic table. Okay, for us to have an information to that long form periodic table. Now, another, so we have this one. This is the periodic table showing classification of elements based on the last electron subshell in the atom to be occupied. So again, let us recall, if we say subshell, so we have 4, which is the S subshell, we have the P subshell, we have D subshell, and we have F subshell. Now, we have here some elements based on the electron subshell in the atom we occupied. Or if you notice, we have S block, which is occupied in the group 1 to 2. Then we have P block, so occupied from number 13 to 18. Then we have D block from group 3 to number 12. And we have F block for lantanoid and actinide series. Okay, now, the main group elements are the elements or the chemical elements belonging to the S block and P block on the periodic table. These are the elements in group 1 and group 2, which is S block. And we have group number 13 to 18, that is the P block. Now, in older IUPAC group numbering system, the main group elements are groups 1A, 2A, and 3A to 8A. When the periodic table is divided in this manner, the other main element categorized are the transition metals and the inner transition metals. The S block elements are the alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. The P block elements are the basic metals, which is metalloids, nonmetals, halogens, and noble gases. Examples of main group elements include helium, lithium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. So that is some information about the main group elements, which is again, that is under group 1 up to group 2, which is occupied by S block. And we have group 13 up to group 18. So those are what we call the main group. Okay, so for that, so thank you for watching and hope to see you in our next video. So thank you so much and have a good day.
For more ICCT College's video updates, please subscribe and click the notification button.